Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, podcast friends? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 479. Phil Graham here. Today, I want to talk about the hidden bottleneck between the click and the sale when you're running Facebook and Instagram ads, or any ads for that matter. You know, a lot of advertisers look at their ads in isolation. They wonder, hey, is this ad working? Yes or no? But there's a lot more to it because it's not just about the ad. So today I want to be talking to you about the process that advertisers can often kind of overlook, and that is what happens after the click from the ad. Because you could have an amazing ad, the best ad in the world, but if things are not going well on the other side, it might not be the ad's fault. So you have to look at that too. So welcome to the show this week. It's July 14th, the middle of July. I hope you're having a great summer or winter if you're in, I think, Australia. But for most of the world, I think it's summer, including here in the US, super hot. But I hope you guys are doing really well. I want to keep this episode short, sweet, full of value, and very actionable. But before we jump in, if you guys are needing any help with your ads or your AI or your strategy, and you're looking for either one-on-one consulting, which I think it's the best way in the world to learn because it's specific to you and your exact situation, or maybe you want somebody to do some of it or all of it for you. For either one of those things, just go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or send me a DM on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and let's connect. So I want to jump right in and talk about this hidden bottleneck between the click from the ad and the sale or no sale, depending on the situation. So number one, the main thing I want to get across, the ad does not complete the entire sale by itself. You know what your ad's job is? I mean, it has a lot of jobs, but it's to get attention, to create interest from the right people. It could be to generate a click that goes to your website or a form. It could be to start a conversation or become a lead. It depends obviously on the ad, but there's a bunch of different things that are kind of like that. And it could even be to pre-sell or warm an audience up. So those are a lot of great jobs for the ads. But after that, there's many other things that take over. You know what matters? What your sales process is, what your follow-up is. Do you email your potential customers and clients? What is the page experience on your landing pages and websites? Not only the speed, but what they see and feel when they are there. And then also a big important thing is your credibility and trust. You could have everything else perfect, but if they don't feel like they trust you or they don't know if you're credible, you could just lose money. And so you have to make sure all of those things are on point. Another big part of this bottleneck is leads. There's good leads and there's bad leads, but sometimes what is considered a bad lead might have been a good lead, but it was just badly handled. Maybe you didn't realize that it was a good lead because of the way it was handled. There are some campaigns, there are some ads that'll attract the wrong people, and there are ways to try and filter that out to eliminate that or even just lessen that from happening. But I've still seen over and over a advertiser will get some leads coming in and they'll wait 2, 3, 4 days to respond, or they'll only respond once and never again, or they'll send one email and then just give up and just forget about it. And these things are so important. It might have been a great lead, but just bad timing when you tried to get back to them. So yes, you do want great lead quality, but you also have to be careful because a big bottleneck from click to sale is how leads are handled by you or your team. And that's something that could make or break your success. It could be a great ad, a great lead, even a great landing page or sales page. But how you follow up with them could mean failure or success. The next point is speed. Speed is so important for many different things. If you're getting leads, the speed to contacting that lead is so critically important. Just ask any service business. If somebody's needing a service like at their home, many times They try and contact somebody, and if they don't get them right away, they go right on to the next until they get somebody to come out ASAP. Even if you're not in that business, somebody who you showed an ad to, who was not looking for that at the time, they were just browsing Facebook or Instagram or Threads, they see your ad, they become a lead. That's kind of a big deal. And having it take days before you might get back to them is not good. So speed is very important. It's not just speed with leads, though. Your website speed, your landing page speed, your sales page speed are all incredibly important. Like you all know, we know that most people have horribly short attention spans. And if your page takes an extra half a second or second to load, those people, no matter how perfect they might have been for your offer, might just be gone, even though you might have had a perfect ad. So that is very, very important. The next point that can really be a bottleneck is trust. I talked about this a little bit earlier. I mentioned it, but credibility and trust can make all the difference in the world. And if you don't have it, you're really running uphill in sand trying to get customers and clients or grow your business. You need to look at everything you do and figure out, how can I put more credibility and trust in there? Because you can have that in your ads, you can have that on your website, on your landing page, on your sales page, in your emails. And it's important. It's a fine line. Like, credibility doesn't mean talking about how great you are or bragging about a result you created. That's not really credibility. In fact, that's probably narcissistic crap that people hate. But credibility and trust could be giving value. It could be sharing a case study. Like, there are ways to talk about things that you've done that have helped people in a non-narcissistic way. You've got to make sure that people know that they can trust you, that you feel trustworthy, whether, again, that's you personally or you as a company or brand or both. But without credibility and trust, to me, that's one of the biggest bottlenecks. You could have perfect ads, perfect offers, landing pages, etc. But if they don't feel like you're credible, then you could just fail only because of that and nothing else. And that's not good. So if your ads are not working, or maybe you're struggling, before just blaming the ad or the ads, ask yourself some questions. If you're getting leads, how fast are they being contacted? How often are they being contacted? Do you have credibility and trust throughout the whole process? Are you tracking what happens before, during, and after a lead? Does your site load fast? Does the messaging on your site, and especially the landing page they go to from the ad, is it seamless? Does it pretty much match the ad that got them there in the first place? Or does it look and sound different with different hooks, and it's just a complete mess? Because all of those things can make a difference. Maybe it is the ad. There's ways to find that out too. What's the click-through rate? What's the CPM? What kind of engagement are you getting on it? So there's a lot of different ways to find this stuff out. But don't make the mistake of just always blaming the ads, because there's a lot of bottlenecks between the ad and the sale. And if you don't look at everything, then it's a lot more challenging. So my friends, I hope that was helpful. Episode 479 is in the books. And as always, just a reminder, it's always important to point out that every business is unique. Results can vary. There's no guaranteed outcomes. So always keep that in mind. Next week, I want to talk about why panic is so costly and so expensive when it comes to your Facebook and Instagram ads. So it should be a really good episode. Until then, enjoy the rest of the week. If you want to get in touch, philgrahamdigital.com is the website, and I will talk to you on next week's episode. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.